thigh hurts a little bit.
I fucking fell over. What do you want from me?
Jordy literally...
This is a lot longer than I thought it was. I don't want to bore the audience. All right.
They were just going at it.
Yeah, they were. So basically, that's a hell of a longer than I thought. I apologize. But basically,
And then it kept going.
Boogie basically said, is your dad training you? And Rastov has made it say that his dad kind of shut his computer down. So that really pissed Rastov off. And then Boogie realized it and he tried to apologize to him. That's basically what happened. So
yeah, because he forgot about that little tidbit of information there, that Rastov lore.
Yep. So I'm gonna play one part of Rastov real quick. Coming back. Let me see if it's in here real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, there we go. It's in there. All right. So this is gonna be the final thing that we talk about before we get into what happened in the Discord, guys. If you're not cash cow, by the way, to any of the shows, consider becoming a cash cow, especially here because we're doing a lot more VC stuff. We were in the VC yesterday for a little bit doing our thing. It was beautiful.
I'll be in there today. I'm still building. I'm building the Deku tree, the Zelda Deku tree Lego set right now. Where the hell? Oh, here's one of the little minifigs from it.
Hell yeah.
It's so cute.
You know
I'll be in there at some point today. Huh?
Do a goal where you got to make a Lego video.
Yeah, like a stop motion, like animation one.
Yep.
Totally. I could.
I know you could do it. Fucking yeah. All right. So, Gricky, you're out. Take care of Gricky. Hope you have a great day.
Oh, see ya. I love her.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. All right.
Like shit. The show sucks today.
Rest of, I'm sorry about the dad comment.
Fuck you, bro. Where the fuck do you get off saying something like that to me after the
I just have
conversation?
verbal diarrhea.
No, I don't give a shit, bro. That was so fucking out of pocket. You can
I
go
was
fuck
trying to
yourself,
find a
dude.
random person in your life. I picked a random person.
Super chatted $19.99. Hey Keen, Fox News live reporting the LA riots was just showing.
Oh, all of a sudden you went fucking sorry.
No, you don't have to
Go
accept
fuck
it. I'm
yourself,
telling
dude.
you that I'm sorry I said it. You don't have to accept it. I'm telling you that I'm genuinely sorry I said it. That's all I'm telling you. You don't have to. Look, I'm telling you how I feel.
You know what? No, fuck you. No, shut the fuck up for a second. Just shut the fuck up and let me go.
Now I'm running a steamroller. The reason you don't feel good, Kim, is because the country's on fire. We just talked.
Yeah. So they did that, and then one more time. I think he comes back and because they were talking about firing him and getting rid of him.
I feel like shit. The show sucks.
Damn it.
Today.
Rest of, I'm sorry.
I feel like shit.
All right. So the Clipper doesn't do that. Oh man. Damn it. We found a lull in the Clipper. It will not go past, but that's okay. That's okay. So regardless, let's go and get into this. So
this shit's juicy.
Let's do this real quick. This is Boogie's voice messages.
Yo, let's see what I've done for the show. Put a hole in my wall, which Desi hated. Did a pregnancy test, which Desi hated. Outed the status of our relationship, which Desi hated. Brought her on the show many times, which Desi hated, so that she'd be interviewed, which Desi hated. And now her and I are going to take a short break because we're supposed to get engaged this summer, and we both agreed that we need to spend a little bit of time apart to make sure this is what we want. So I might have given my entire fucking relationship. That's neat. Meanwhile, we got 2 jumping jacks out of Rostov. Fire Rostov. Yeah, that's part of it. But I don't know. It's a lot. Maybe I'll talk about it on the show tomorrow after I get home.
We are back again, and it is Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon whenever this video is uploaded. Let's get started. So Cafe started out the day pretty much taking it easy and planning out for their Wednesday stream, which should be airing in the next 30 minutes as I am probably recording most of this. And they're planning to do the Bigfoot Batgirl cosplay. That sounds very fun in my honest opinion. On the other side of that as well, they were also covering some of the drama that has happened in the LCU, particularly dealing with Pupstar and Boogie, and they were recording some of the stuff on their, Discord and that whole situation. Personally, I think that Boogie is just being a baby and he's riling up drama in an attempt to make money. Because when we get into later on the video, I think that's where it's heading. Now, as we speak currently, as I'm aware of, Desi is not with Boogie anymore. I'm not sure if she's still in the house or she's just not, or they just are sleeping with each other, but they're not doing anything, or they're sleeping in separate parts of the house. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not sure. Let's move on.
Yeah. So, can you take a gander when this was?
Was it one of the... She wore that dress on one of the shows, didn't she?
Indeed. So, the first episode of Lolcow Dark, where we see Pupstar, where she makes her debut, we see this shirt. This is the same day. And the same day that she was on Lolcow Dark, which is now Lolcow Dolls.
Not that big.
Oh,
This is what happens.
Wait, that was just the silver lining. Like, yes.
Ben,
Who's this?
Little silver lining. Like, yes. Like, y'all, he eats. He eats low key. Can I do like a photo of you when you were younger?
Oh my
Do you have any
god.
photos?
I have some
Is
photos.
that-
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
can we
is
see
that?
them?
I don't have them on me.
Okay, that's okay. Ask me your questions, King.
Is that
What's your
Mr.
name?
Mm-hmm.
You can call me
Fort-
Popstar.
Popstar.
Ugh.
Okay.
Popstar, like puppies.
Popstar.
Puppy?
Yeah.
So she's very cutesy, very nice, very nonchalant. The same day that she was on Lolcow Dark, she went on a dating show and she interacted with this person.
Holy shit.
Now,
Nobody's done nothing like that. That's crazy.
Now, okay, it might not be a big deal. Maybe she didn't know about him, but we've mentioned this person before to her. We told her about all the Voldemorts in the LCU. And still, after learning about that, she didn't say shit. She didn't say a fucking word. I had to discover this by myself whenever I asked her, hey, can you talk about, because this was during the time that we were doing the dating stream. I don't do dating streams. I never done a dating stream before. I don't know how the content works out. But
I don't know anything about it either.
But I said, like, can you provide me an example? She sent me that.
So, that was something. Who would have guessed that Pupstar interacted with Ben? Now, I'm not the only person who covered this. I know Ruby did, and I think me and her have very different opinion on the situation, or if not, we kind of agree just from different perspectives. I think that she didn't know who Ben was, and I think that clearly shown. And I think they're trying to paint the picture that, and later on, Ben actually came up and like, I only talked to her for a couple minutes and that's about it. And because they're trying to paint whether or not you believe Ben before we move forward, whether or not you believe Ben in that regard, I'll let you decide. But in this instance, I'm going to be honest, I do kind of believe him, right? Because the LCU people think that she was sent by the Dorps as a sort of psyop at the op. And personally, I don't think so. Not because they're not because they're capable, but I feel like if they were going to do that, they would have picked somebody completely different that they can trust. And that had a Discord for a longer period of time, so it doesn't look too suspicious. You know what I mean? And I think painting the whole thing as her at an op is kind of ridiculous. Now, on the other hand, for the people who don't believe in Ben and the people who are more likely to believe in the LCU, if she was working for the Dorps, I feel like she could have done it a lot better. I think what it is that it was just a coincidence, and just her mannerism, Pupstar's mannerism, just made it look very suspicious. On top of people not liking her already, because in the LCU, it's all about how fast you move and how fast you can paint people. Is it messed up? Not really. It's kind of normal a lot of the time, more than you think. It's just, I feel like the expectation of it, an expectation. That's the wrong word. What I'm trying to say is, them painting her the way she is, it's because she also did it to herself. She made enemies already. And I think Ruby was saying that, like, oh, they're painting her in a certain light, which I could kind of see, but you gotta run, on the other hand, like, she was making enemies. She was calling people out. Whether or not you think Boogie is relevant or not is a different question, but denying who he is as a person, right? I feel like, given how young she is and how energetic and just bulldozing everybody, I felt like just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, which resulted in the way this happening. And mind you, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We're not given a lot of intel. But let's be real, and this ain't me hating, just me dealing with people similar like Popstar, I can see why it's hard to work for people and how emotional they can be. And honestly, because of that, I kind of understand where, people like Beans are coming from. At the same time, she is young. She doesn't know this online space. She probably didn't know what the hell was going on. Now, obviously, I think Popstar should have just been like, yeah, I met the guy. Like, because they should have told her already. Like, if they didn't tell her who these people are and what they look like, that's on them then. But if they told Popstar and show what they look like and Popstar didn't say anything about it, that's kind of on her for not saying like, oh yeah, I met him before. And they're like, what? Yeah, I met him and then we just didn't talk after that. And it was just like a one-time thing. You know what I mean? I feel like there could have been moments where she could have salvaged this, but obviously that didn't end up happening.
Puppy back in the pound. Or are you going to do the fake AI robot thing? Oh man.
I'm sorry, Chrome. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I'll hop out. I'll hop out. Bye.
You don't need this crossfire right now. You don't need this crossfire right now. Pup.
Hey, how's it going?
You here to do your
Not
job?
good.
Or
AI shit. Yeah, the cringy shit. I knew it. I fucking knew it. You can't handle what I'm saying, huh? Can't handle shit I'm saying, huh? Who's being swept now? Who's being drugged through the mud now? Are you gonna come up here and defend yourself and talk? Or are you gonna sit here like a fucking super fan? Do your job! Do your job!
See what she has to say.
Thank you. Anyways, hello everybody. Yes, I've come to just my last stream. I had a pink dress on, my second fun one. Ask me your questions. This is not permanent goodbye, but yeah.
So wait, what happened? You're not a host anymore?
No, I called Keem, and I think that it's just getting too crazy. Like, some of the allegations that people were making, it was just too... I'm not entertaining it. It's too far off false. Keem doesn't believe any of it. So I think it's just best for me to...
Okay, so again, this is the thing about content creation. This is the thing about hopping on a live. Whenever you say allegations, whenever you talk about things like that, you have to give context. So are you saying allegations made against you or the allegations that you've been putting on everybody else?
Yeah. No, some of the ones made against me, just too...
Which were?
That's just crazy. I mean, you were the one that kind of orchestrated some of them, so if you would like to share with the class, you can go ahead.
You got really quiet for some reason.
Is this like your new gimmick? Is this a new gimmick or something? Just sit here and be quiet and be cringe? Is that what we're going with here? You have so much to say in VC. You're quiet. All these allegations and you're not going to defend yourself in any way?
Everybody is
you're just going to let it shred your ass?
We just
really?
want to,
wow.
That was not the allegation. No, it wasn't. I can pull it up. I can pull it up right now. That's crazy that you're even lying to... You're fucking wild, bitch. Let me read word for word.
This is so boring. Do something. Do your job. What the fuck? You show up when there's barely 30 minutes left of the show and have nothing to say. Say something. Fucking A, you're putting your head to sleep. Why jump on here if you're just gonna sit there quiet? Oh my god.
Tell her what the initial accusation was so that she can respond.
Yeah. So this is word for word. I'm reading it from the person. She said she is in VCs where people record themselves harming themselves and get paid to hurt themselves.
And here we have Pigtails coming back with, I'll be real with you, y'all. I have a feeling this is going to cause a whole ton of drama that's going to blow up in a lot of people's faces, which is probably a good thing because it's going to attract more people to dolls. I think, and also one of the, and I do like how Beans even said that the mission goal of the LCU is to bring hate, but by that logic, why didn't you just keep Popstar? Like, if Popstar is bringing in the hate, you should keep her, unless you mean entertaining hate, as in like if people genuinely hate you and to a point where they're not willing to support the show, then yeah, it's kind of a problem. But how many people have said that about Becky? How many people have said that about the LCU? How many people have LCL? It's like, okay, just because you lose 3 supporters doesn't mean you can't get more people. You couldn't get more people. It's kind of ridiculous, right? I don't know, because the people, most people in the LCU, they say stuff like that, but they never really mean it and they don't really commit to it. So that's why to me it's like, who cares? Who cares if Laura Rush is not going to support you? You can probably get more support somewhere else. You should have probably just kept it going. Now, Popstar made kind of a good case on the grounds of the whole like challenges and everything, and how like, well, you start with one thing, then you go even more and more. The thing is, though, if it's something like Queens, it kind of makes sense because Queens has already keep going lower and lower. But if it's something like Doll, they could just straight up just hold their grounds and be like, we don't have to do that. We don't got to do dumb, ridiculous stuff to get donations, right? Because Rewind always get donation, and they don't have to go stoop that low. You know, I'm just saying. And now, you may say, what about lolcowlive? Like, to be fair, Boogie does it to himself, and he does it willingly. Like, to the point where he doesn't even need to be commanded by Keem. He just does it. I'm just saying that, like, I think Popstar did make a good case, but at the same time, it's like, you don't have to. Other shows don't need to. They do it willingly because it's the only way sometimes they get donations. Which is a little messed up. But at the same time, what did I say about your show, particularly in your personality? It could go either way. Now, later on, Popstar was fired. She's still an intern. I think she got blocked completely she's removed from the actual Discord. We'll get into that when we get into live, because interesting information came out of that.
Episodes that you did show up, because I don't think so.
You think that, especially with she acts like she has a strong personality, then be here and show it. You wouldn't be like keep missing episodes if you had a strong personality. You just come and say what you want to say and leave.
So this is where the episode of Dolls started. They're talking about like how she's missed multiple episodes already. They're explaining why she's not there like at all today, and yeah. Then there was also the announcement where Keem said that she's not a host anymore and that she's an intern. And then we have next clip. Hold on. Sorry, time stamping. Takes me 2 seconds.
Talk about the allegations that were made against her. So I did agree with Xylee to a point yesterday on Rewind. If you're unaware, there was some things said yesterday. I got Glow up in here, and he said something along the lines of she's part of some servers that are not TOS friendly, to say the least. The content of the servers were so disgusting, he didn't even want to say it on live. He didn't want to say it. I had to, basically, I was on Nerds. I was helping out Nerds. I felt really bad for Zay. Zay came in here. Her time was wasted because of Popstar. So I went on Nerds to help her and buff Weeble out a little bit. On Nerds, I got a DM from somebody who said the type of servers that she was in allegedly, were servers where people committed acts of self-harm for money or for attention or for whatever else. Xylee,
oh my God.
Yeah, Xylee made that known on Rewind. Glow went in there again. He retold the story of her being in the VC with.
I did want to bring that up. So I don't think we have a timestamp for this because, I hate doing sometimes fan stories because they can be like long-winded, whatever. But I will say the story from Glow was extremely confusing, and I don't think that's like in fault to him, but I think that this kind of turned into a little bit of a game of telephone, if I'm being honest.
It did. No, it legit did. It got to a point like it's like accusation. It's the same thing that happened when it came to Wonder Woman and her story. It's like it's a very vague thing and it's a big allegation, and it makes everybody just come up with their own story. Like, this is what it was. This is what it was. This is what it was. And it's really, it's something that, like, at the end of the day, I kind of want to go past this and get into the other things, because this is not even really founded until we have a hard breaking evidence.
Yeah, this is just basically
he said, she said shit.
Yeah, that was them talking roughly about like what the allegation was. Okay, let me grab the next one.
Oh no, you're fine. Everybody like the like button. Thank you everybody that's here. Please let us know your opinion on what's going on, because this shit's fucking crazy. I wanted to see blood. And I wanted to see a cat fight. I wanted to see a pup fight, but I didn't see anything, and I'm very disappointed. One's in the chat if you are disappointed in this outcome today.
Yes, slightly. And one thing I'm going to clear up very quickly and just put a pin in this: we are not going to be playing the part where they go over the names of servers.
Yeah,
I just think it's a waste of time. We really don't know what shit is right now, and until then, I think that we should just skip that part of it. That is the point and pin that we are putting in that. Okay.
Gaming with Ool TRA super chatted $20. Bro, everyone in chat spam Keemstar higher Ultra and I will gift another 20 for y'all.
Oh my lord, Ultra going crazy today.
Were you saving up for today? Like, I appreciate it. Like, good God. My dude has been hustling.
So, I think nerds do have a point where they're saying that it's a game of telephone where one person says something and another person says something different, and then, you know, through it going to different people, the information just change, right? That's how the game of telephone works. Or sometimes banana, right? If you ever played that game as well. Now, relating back into Popstar and the whole allegation about her being in the server, we're not really given much information. Now, Beans did talk about it, but it was very surface level. And when Popstar did come on, rather than just asking and talking about it, it just evolved into an argument. Now, I blame that mostly on Pigtails, because she was riled up and everything, and she just made it 100% worse, where Beans should have just been, Pigtails, shut up, we need to know what these servers were, at the attempt to clear up her name. But I think at that point, Popstar just didn't care anymore. And either way, I don't think it would have worked in her favor.
Oh God, it's gonna be a day. Oh my God, yeah, Milkers is all the.
Oh God,
yeah,
yes.
All right, we have to fix this. We have to fix this. We're gonna fix it, Roxy. Oh my God. Oh
and
my
it's like
God.
right now, yeah. It's like right now, this is like my only income. Like I'm thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm telling my husband, oh, I make good money over here. I'm fucking 10th place now. Like what the fuck?
So right now we're at the bottom. Milkers is at the bottom for super chats, the bottom for gifted members, and oh no, no!
I know, Becky, stop it!
Oh no, 3 pay pigs though. 3 pay pigs though. Thank you, pay pigs.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that is depressing. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Gemini, why? Oh fuck! Now I'm stuck in the matrix.
Becky,
Hang
what
on.
are you doing with your life right now?
I'm rusty, okay? I've been gone a few days.
I see that shit.
We were at the bottom for
cool
subs too. I think we're at 42 or something. I think it was. So we need subs and we need members and we need everything. We need help.
All right. So Milkers, or really Becky, came back, and they were asking, you know, their numbers were low. Now, this won't be the first time we'll talk about numbers, because in Queen, they brought up the nerd people and why they were so high up. Now, in the case of Milkers, why Milkers is in the bottom, or maybe for both, maybe like, I don't know where is that for Super Chat, but membership, which is what they care about the most. I think it has to do with the fact that, first up, Savage isn't there. Second up, I think people don't care enough for Becky and Roxy. Because when you look at the numbers for Milker, they are dropping. They are just about to hit. They're around 1,200, right? 1,200, you know, 1,200. It's probably going to get to a point, if not maybe end of the week or some point throughout this month, where the numbers are going to be below 1,000. Maybe it won't, maybe it will, maybe unless they change things. But as we currently speak, those numbers are getting dangerously low. Almost to the point where they're, again, may hit under 1,000, and it will be a big problem. Now, why is that? As I said, it was because of Savage. Because Savage kept the show going. Regardless of what you felt about Savage and the ways he acted, Savage drew people in. And without her, those numbers are going to drop. And they have been dropping ever since. I'm not saying that Roxy can't carry a show. It's just at the same time, expecting somebody who's not the best with computers and somebody who wants to do IRL, this isn't going to do well. Unless they can start doing IRL more actively, as a way to keep up their memberships and their numbers high. That's the only way I could think of where Milkers can get back up. But also, I think that they need a different host that isn't Becky, because what Becky is doing is no different than what she's doing in Queen, in the sense that she should take, instead where Tina is taking the backseat and Becky's in the forefront. It's sort of the opposite, and I don't think people really want that. And it's gonna get stale and boring real fast.
You signed away your right to tell me what I'm doing wrong. The only person I need to listen to is me. He's my boss. You're my co-host. You're not an owner anymore. You're not an owner anymore. You sold it away.
Nobody's tuning in.
You sold it away. You're just the same as me. You have seniority, but guess what? You're not an owner anymore. You have no say.
You're not fucking nice. You're not even good at being nice. You're not even good at being nice. What are you good at? 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 Name one thing you're good at. Name one thing you're good at. You're not good at anything. At least I'm good at being a lolcow. You're not even good at that.
Oh, congratulations. You're
not a lolcow. You're a loser. It's boring when you're a loser. It's entertaining when I'm a loser. At least it's entertaining when I'm a loser. You're not entertaining. You're just a fucking loser.
I don't give a fuck if you think I'm entertaining or not.
You should. You should.
No, because you gave up your right to have a say when you gave your ownership back to Keem.
That's
the only person that matters.
By the way,
he has a problem, he'll tell me, and he does.
And Keem is sick of your shit.
Guess what?
By the way, I'm sorry for leaking
information. You're the same because you're a co-host.
Keem is sick of your shit too. Keem, we're all sick of your shit. The audience is sick of your shit. The Discord's sick of your shit. Keem is sick of your shit.
I have fans, and I love those fans. Those fans keep me going. Most people hate you. That's fine.
Fix your
I have
shit.
nothing to
I
fix
want them
to.
to hate me.
Nothing
I
to
don't want
fix.
them to like me. If there's more money, I'm hating me. Fuck you. Fuck those fans. Fuck every motherfucker in chat. Fuck our pay pigs. Fuck our fucking crowns. They can suck my fucking fat cock.
Big ups, Keen. Love you all.
You did not order the hot sauce. Quit lying. The hot sauce is not on sale yet. It doesn't go on sale for another 30 minutes or 35 minutes. All right, listen, guys. We have a lot of news to get to.
Mary Super chatted 50.
So on live, it was just the same as the day before, where it was just really just Rastov and Boogie fighting like a bunch of kids. That's all it was, right? It was just them fighting like a bunch of kids. Now, why is that? To be fair, unlike Jordy, who was willing to do things even if he would bitch and complain, and even if he didn't do it, it was still an entertaining factor because the fighting between him and Keem was hilarious. Plus, the amount of donation they would get for people for eating wings for that was high. You don't really see that with Rastov, right? It would be different if Rastov was entertaining and him fighting with Boogie was entertaining. And this whole thing just kept on going and going where they were looping with each other. They brought in Trap Daddy. Boogie even threatened to leak Rastov number. It was just a back and forth thing to the point where I was just like, can we just move on? It felt long, but it was also pretty fast at the same time. And the thing is, they kept fighting so much that they kept cucking what they wanted, what else they wanted to talk about, right? Stuff relating to the Glammy, stuff relating to Pup Star and other stuff. It was that level. And they did talk about the Pup Star stuff, but that was whatever because everybody else already talked about it. I mean, everybody else, I mean, nerds and obviously the dolls. What got me interested was the stuff they were talking after that we would finally get into.
Education system.
So there you go. That's how she got in here. People in chat are spamming that's illegal. No, it's not. No, it's
yeah,
not.
so I mean, it would be different if it weren't explicitly in front of you when you come in. And Discord, again, it's completely configured through Discord, so it's above board in every way.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate that. And so what Discords was she in? Because eventually you guys banned her, right? Like, what were the type of Discords are we talking about?
So the Discord server that we got a flag for was related to self-harm. And we looked into the Discords. I don't know these servers personally. I can only go by descriptions of them. So again, all of this is alleged, but there was a lot of NSFW stuff. There was a lot of e-girl and e-boy stuff. There was a lot of references to trolling communities that we know are somewhat dangerous and linked to doxing online. And I'm not saying that she's directly doing any of that. I can't know. I even stumble upon the server by accident, potentially, I guess. But she joined back in March in Discord and accrued 40 plus servers in 3 months. So she's been very, very, very active. And you know, some of the stuff that was most concerning to us is that in some of the descriptions of the servers, there was references to things like Roblox. And then things like they would say 3-year-old server, bada e-girl. And it was very weird that they were putting 3-year-old, right? So I mentioned it to the mods, and I was like, I don't know. And it was a recurring thing that we were seeing through some of these servers, so it felt like a pattern. And so we chose to take action to remove her from the community.
Well,
you did the right thing, man.
Thank you.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's messed up.
I can't believe that person was on one of our shows.
And
Jesus Christ.
this is like the standard practice for many Discord servers, right? Where they have this in place to protect their Discords.
Yeah, 100%. So more Discord servers, community servers in particular, are doing this than you would know. If you have a community server, by nature, you don't know everybody that's there. So it's our responsibility to protect you and to ensure that this is a safe place for you. And we're using the Discord application, using the tools they provide us to do that.
Yeah. So if you're a weirdo, don't come to our Discord. We're going to ban you. Long story short. Okay, cool.
You won't get in. So
and look, who knows why Pubstar was in these servers? I want to put some defense for Pubstar because she is relatively new. You said she joined Discord in March, right? And she's been going on Kick and getting in these dating shows, right? And you got people like Ben Thorpe and a bunch of other weirdos. So they're probably spamming her with invites to servers. And you know what I mean? Like, how many times have we all joined a server and didn't even know we joined a server? You just you clicked the link and went over there real quick and then you never went there again, right? So who knows? Yeah. Who knows? She could be completely fucking innocent. But yeah, that's a bad look, and it's a learning lesson for Pubstar and for the LCU and just our fans as a whole. Like, dude, there's so much fucking bad, creepy, negative, horrid shit on the internet as a whole, especially Discords. So yeah, stay away from shit like that.
Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a corporal person. Like, I don't know how legal this is, right? I'm not sure about how this affects YouTube TOS. I'm not sure how this affects Discord TOS. I don't know how, because the way they're making it sound like it is legal because they're using Discord's application, right? And Rewind would get into it a little bit before I move forward. Not much really happening in Rewind. It was the same old, and same with Ozzy. But I'm not sure exactly how, I'm not sure exactly how legal this is, right? I feel like there's a lot of gray zones that makes it very difficult to argue, because since they're technically using some of Discord stuff, they can get away with it, like a loophole. On the other hand, it's like, well, do you really trust these people with your information, right? Because you're giving them your YouTube sub, a little bit of your own email, right? And on the other hand, I've seen other Discord do this a long time ago, where you have to go through like a different website or something completely different, or use one of Discord's verifications, right? So it's a weird thing on both ends, right? Where it's a very gray zone. This isn't the first time that this topic has came up within the greater whole of the various LCU stuff that are detractors and all that. Personally, I think it's a very great thing. But also, why would you give information to these people who may use it for stuff like that? But if you got nothing to hide, I guess there's nothing to worry about. Again, it's one of those weird gray zone slippery slope. But then again, Keemstar has an army of lawyers, so what am I going to do? All right, let's move on.
Fucking sucks.
Wow.
Like he can do better. Sitting over there waiting for something.
He probably thinks it's better all the days that everyone hears him on the stream. That's why. Listen, it does. Oh my God. I'm not even going to start. I'm not going to start with Albert because he's your son. I'll be nice to your son. Thick Gemini.
Don't be. Super chat $20. I was broke, just got paid. Chat, shut up. Gotta save some money now for remodeling my home. Also, Tina, when you get in your new house, Miss Queen. Cosplay.
Well, I don't know. With the numbers like this, we might not have a job to pay for a new home. So I might be stuck living in this piece of shit. Well, do better. I'm trying to. Do better.
Albert, you started the stream and you weren't even wearing a shirt. You looked fucking naked. You do better. He can't hear me, can he?
Yes, he can.
Really? Even with your headphones?
He's got it on his phone over there watching it.
Albert, you want to come on and try doing a better job? Oh, it's
here this motherfucker. Here's this motherfucker.
Ready for...
We talking shit.
Well, we were talking about Service Sundays, trying to figure out what other shows are doing to make money.
Becky, I know that you spent Tina. I'm so sorry you're stuck with this, but Becky, I know that you're upset that you've been spending too much time on Milkers and cannot for the life of you could be entertaining whatsoever for the last 3-4 streams that you've been here.
Let's not be cheap. They both need to be nice to each other for once.
You talk about us e-begging, but I need to let you know something. Not only do we not e-beg, we get entertainment. We do entertainment. We try to make stuff fun and gamified. And you know what? I know we're called lolcow nerds, but me and her are nerds. That's what makes it nerds. Not
no. Buckwheat, you're a fucking massive, sexy fucking chocolate bar. She's a fucking OnlyFans, get on your knees and suck dick star.
Come on, stop saying that about Zay. Look, all I do is talk about anime. She talks about Nintendo, and sometimes when people fuck up, we want to talk shit about them. Now, look, Becky, get off them hater tots, get entertaining, chop, actually do what you're supposed to do your job, and shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna have to come back and say what I have to say about you, okay?
How are you saying, okay, fine, goodbye, I'll talk shit once you're gone. How are you gonna say we're not entertaining when I could literally watch back our own streams and laugh and be entertained, but I couldn't even make it through a full stream of nerds. I couldn't. I made it about 10 minutes and I was like, fuck this. I'd rather get fired. I'd rather not make any money than spend my life watching this shit.
That's because they got people drinking their juice.
Now, maybe they're doing incredible stuff and I missed it. Maybe I just came during a bad 10 minutes. I'll try again. Link me to a good show, Buff. I'd love to see. If you're doing something amazing for numbers, I want to know what it is. No hate, just truth.
Okay, well, tomorrow I'll smash pies in my face if we meet the quota. Okay, I'll smash pies in my fucking face. Because they seem to like it when we have to smash shit in our face all the time.
They don't always. The last time we did that, they're like, ooh, this is getting old. Cakes to the face are getting old.
Okay, what they would like us to do? Would you like us to call? Well, the other day, you know what Roxy did? She called up a tattoo place and asked if her fucking tattoo tastes better because Jeffrey Dahmer liked the tattoos on people before he killed them.
What? I missed that. Oh my God.
And they hung up.
Christopher Arrington, the one who you said was going off at you yesterday, said, yesterday I was just joking with Tina. Sorry if it offended you, Tina. Well, they were going off on you, but mostly because no one was reading the chat, and I was sitting there in the chat, and no one else on the stream was interacting with it. The shock collar, I don't think I'll ever do a shock collar again. And the reason why is because I do it, I go through utter hell. My body kills me for days after, only for people to say, that's fake. She's faking it. If people didn't...
So, this is interesting. I like how Becky's reaction with the face of disgust. And Albert was just like, this show suck. And they're trying to figure out why nerd is rising up among the ranks. Personal opinion, it has to do with just their personality and what they bring. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes nerds is boring, right? I do come to nerds every so long. I watch these shows because this channel is based around the LCU stuff mostly, right? On the other hand, if I wasn't distracted, if I wasn't doing what I would be doing, would I still be watching nerds? I think I would be watching nerds, right? I think I would still be watching nerds just a little bit because it's a nerdy topic and they're doing a pretty good job in capturing that. Plus, they do things that don't rely on punishment. They're doing things that don't rely on faking stuff. Right? Because Queen is known for scamming their audience or faking things, right? It's just a known thing, right? They have script notes and everything, but makes the show feel much more fake than it is. Nerds doesn't have it. What you get with nerds is what you get with nerds. And also, like, they do a lot of things that makes it very much you want to join their VC, right? They have Nerdnami, right? They have stuff like that where you can pay money or vote to have your favorite anime or whatever be aired on their VC. Like, I don't blame people for wanting to just give money to nerds or help nerds get up in the ranks. They have more stuff than Queen. And Becky said, well, our stuff is entertaining. Yeah, but here's the thing is, a lot of it relies on you guys freaking out, cursing at each other like some TLC show. But I think Nerd is a proper podcast. It's a proper live streaming show with a structure that people like. Like when they were live streaming the Sony Play, whatever it's called, Plays to Mine, I think that's what it's called. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy that a lot. I enjoy watching stuff with other people. It's a bit of parasocial. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it is quite parasocial. But for that moment, I completely was like, oh yeah, I like this. This is stuff I do like and stuff I like to see more. And I have a feeling that they're going to lean into that stuff more if the opportunity is there. Right? You know, when they were doing the Nintendo Direct stuff, they still... Like, I enjoy that. So in my head, you know, as if I was a nerd fan, right? There's a lot of reason. And I think even though nerd is lower in on the viewership, I think as time is going, they may start to go back up. And I think it mostly has to do, in my honest opinion, with just the stuff they bring into the table. And also nerds not pissing people off, whereas like Becky pissed most of the LCU off completely, whereas nerd is playing it smart by being friendly with everybody. And you know, and that's why I think a lot of people support nerds over anything else. Plus, a lot of the time when milkers can't do a show, well, who's the first one they ask to extend their show? Nerds. And Nerds does it with no problem. You know, so I think that there are a lot of reasons why Nerds is doing better, I would say, than Queens. Because most people who watch Queens are just there for the freakouts now. Like, most of Queens, honestly, if it wasn't for this particular clip, I wouldn't really be talking about Queens. I would have probably been like, Becky's back, who cares? They reveal the script, who cares? It's just like, who cares? It's like, we know this stuff. It's not as big of a deal, right? Like, oh, we're showing what's behind the scenes, and people are like, yeah, we know about that. It's not as interesting, right? It isn't. Where it's like Nerds is the proper show. It's a more proper show than Queens. You know? Let's move on.
She was muted. She had to be like tape over her mouth or whatever, right? So I thought, okay, this is a perfect time to dive into this like sort of situation. So I started like prodding CD, being like, are you thinking these things because of the promises that you committed to Glammy? I said, because I don't judge it. I just want to know the reason. And like, the more I questioned him about, the more he started being like, maybe, you know, that is something I didn't really think about. That might be the case, you know? And I'm like, well, that's not an issue. Like, that's admirable, you know what I mean? Like, the whole situation of, because like, he said in the beginning, and he's like, I'm not going to leave Glamour behind. I'm not going to have her be done how she's been done so many times. And I'm like, well, that would be the reason, isn't it? Because maybe, like, if the worry's there, they've definitely spoken about it before. And do you not remember the first time Gutsu went up as an intern?
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I don't like how Gutsu was trying to force himself to be a third host on there. I don't like how Gutsu carried himself when he went up there. I really don't. Like, I was thinking, I was watching it, and I was like, nah, he's an op. The way he's carrying it, he's a fucking op. There's no way I would allow somebody to come up and act like that on the show I'm on. Absolutely not.
I get what you're saying. I think it was a lot of nerves. Like, if I'm trying to, like...
Possibly. And plus, we also know he was going through. I mean, we know now that he was going through a bunch of shit. So now that makes sense on why he was acting like that. Because I think now, knowing what I know now, I think he was projecting. But at the time, I was like, I'll be damned. Nobody gonna come up on my show and act like that. But you know.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, you know, I thought in the way they reacted to it in certain extents, like how much they all dived into the topic of money. I was like, why the fuck is that even a conversation to be had? Like, he's a fucking intern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was also an intern begging for a third position. In other words, cut what little they make in 3 ways. Yeah, and I'll be the boogie. Bro, you're not that entertaining to be the boogie. Now, this is what I was thinking then, because again, he was going through shit that I didn't know about until after. So
I'll agree with you on that one. Like, you know, he could he have handled himself better? Like, because he came into, I think it was Test VC afterwards. He was like, how did I do? I was like, you definitely could handle yourself better. But I said, but I feel like they should have had a better reaction to it as well, like, and made content out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they could have definitely made content out of it better. Like even if it was like crashing out on him or something.
Yeah, because even then, like, it would have allowed him a chance to shine and get an opportunity, but it would also shown them in a better light as well. But instead, it was the whole topic of money and stuff that they. Yeah, I
didn't.
Could have ended.
Yeah, well, see, and that's what I didn't understand about it. Again, me and Billy weren't there, so I can only hear it from other people, right? Yeah. I didn't understand why Glammy was getting the heat for that and not CD at the time that I heard about it, because I was like, they voted separately to Rastov, and Rastov set them up to vote for it, because he said, if y'all give me 2 different answers, he's staying. You give me, if you both say to go, then he goes, but if you give me 2 separate answers, or you both say stay, he's staying.
So I spoke to CD-ROM on the live in the exact same way I spoke to Glammy. Like the exact same type of questions, but like directed towards in a way that CD1 would be able to. I wouldn't ask him about a partner being fired and why that's why he made his decision,
Right, obviously.
But I basically vocalized those questions in a different mannerism. But like,
So Tess was just kind of going over the What's You stuff that happened. There's not really much I can say that I haven't said already about this. There wasn't really much. I believe Tess went earlier than I remember. I believe they went right after Rewind because they wanted to help Nightmare get to its goal. There's really not much I can say about Tess. I just found it interesting that they were just talking about the What's You stuff. It's a kind of its own news at this point. I felt that there's really not much you can do. They did talk about a little bit of Glammy, but not really much. It was a whatever stream.
Oh my. Things breaking. Why? There. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Kernel Panic of the YouTube technology podcast sector. This is Lolcow Tech Talk. Good morning. How's everyone doing? It's kind of a weird state of affairs here over at Tech Talk. It's a weird state of affairs here at the LCU. And nobody quite honestly really knows what to make of a lot of the situation. It's got me feeling... there we go. It's got someone feeling maybe a little bit blue, huh? Make of all of that exactly what you will. Where's the song? What happened to the song? Still have it. Just used an opportunity to use a different one. That's all. Don't look too deep into it yet. Doesn't mean anything. Just had a chance to use a different song, so I did because I felt like it. That's all. You don't like it? Too bad. So Glammy is still kind of MIA. At this stage of the game, I know exactly what everybody else knows. Just about nothing. She allegedly ran away from home. I don't quite know why. It's not really any of my business. I mean, it's kind of my business for professional reasons, but I can't really speak to what's going on, what's happening, or why she might have run away. But I hope she's okay. If I were to take a guess at why she might be gone, I would say it's the alleged war that was sparked between nerds and Tech Talk. I will remind everybody that this war did not come from anything that Tech Talk knew about. We didn't really have any part in declaring war on anything. We just existed. That's pretty much all we've ever attempted to do since we start here, is simply exist and simply go to work every day and simply entertain. I guess that's not good enough for a lot of people. So if that's not good enough for you, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sorry for trying to entertain you and trying to do our job. But I'm not sorry to the nerds folks either who think this is funny. We didn't want this. We didn't ask for this. I can tell you very safely that Glammy was not a fan of this idea, but you move forward with it anyway. So thanks for that. You want someone to blame, nerds? You want someone to blame Local Universe? Blame nerds! Quite honestly, blame nerds. Because the last thing that I heard her say was that she was not a fan of this idea. And the next day, she wasn't here. So there's your report. Certainly wasn't me. I couldn't care less. I'm just here trying to do my job. Eating child accusations? What retard told you that? Like, seriously, what idiot told you that I eat babies? Because you're getting, like, awful advice from somebody if you think that's the case. I know that you guys are going to be, like, on this all day. I know better. I know you guys are going to repeat this, like, for the rest of the day. And then you got Twiggy. Twiggy trying to play officer. Like he knows better. Like he's capable of actually figuring anything out around here. I'm not afraid of you, brother. I'm not. You really think you need to demand my respect around here? No. See, let me make something perfectly clear. Glammy hates you. I know she does. Quite honestly, I don't know enough about you, and I don't like you either. So you want to go around the Discord telling people I don't respect you? Yeah, you're accurate about one thing. I don't respect you. I don't know you. The hell with you. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care what you've done. I don't respect you. I don't know you. Piss off. And I don't care if you got a problem with that either. It's a really awful time for a war. Pokagaga, thank you for the 2 both times. Thank you for the $2 donations. Appreciate it. So what I might do, I'm gonna jump in a studio just for the sake of jumping in one. I am the hype! Heck, thank you for the 2 months, Cash Cow. And also thank you earlier to Matt Dolan, 2 months, Cash Cow. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here.
So let's end this video up with some tech. They didn't really go into much about the Glammy stuff because CD Ron said that he only knows so much as most people, which is very little. But it makes sense, right? But it's really funny because Glammy is known for just talking and saying a bunch of stuff. Now, CD Ron is making the point that maybe this war stuff pushed her towards the edge. Honestly, it could simply be that, maybe she had a family emergency and then she just forgot to tell people. Maybe she thought she did and she just forgot, or this could be all fake. Honestly, the war stuff between nerds and tech, it's just stupid. It's just so childish and stupid that it went this far. Personally, though, that was kind of entertaining that Glammy's going this cycle over this stuff. But on the other hand, it's Glammy. What are you expecting? I think that much that could be said. Are we going to see more of this? I'm not sure. Is she gonna come back some point today? I don't even know. I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't even know. That's all really. Till then, y'all, have a good one, be safe, and God bless.